Let's start with the artwork. I'm very happy to share this with you. This is the hardest pencil drawing I have done for any Star Citizen ship. I give you the Gatac Railen and Tyilui together. Oh my alien masters, I hope you're proud of me. 60 of these alien artifacts are available on my Ko-fi for you to grab. All the amazing art lovers who have been supporting me on Ko-fi by paying whatever they feel like, your names are all included in this artwork. That's my way of saying thank you. Thank you so much. Something very cool that I want to share with you all. I'm one of the people who got the invitation to go to Squadron 42 playtest in October in Manchester. However, I am in Perth, Australia, or Pyro as I like to call it, and the journey to Stanton is just too expensive, so I won't be able to attend. But I just wanted to say thank you for this gesture, whoever at CAG thought, or maybe it was random, but if somebody did, thanks to whoever that person is. Thanks for the invite. Okay, now let's start with the video. Let me do the proper intro. Hello, this is LensNation. I hope everybody's feeling great and there are plenty of lens flares in your life. I don't know why I said that. This is my first impression of the Gatac Railen and Tyilui. No script, unfiltered stream of consciousness thoughts. We'll do a detailed walkthrough of both the ships at the same time, how they fly, how they look from the exterior, a little bit of their feasibility study, their practicality, where do they stack up with the competition, where do they have a place in the verse. This is not the ship design review, that will be separate. Let's go. First of all, these are big ships. If you get these ships, you will be getting a large hangar. These are like apartment ships. The scale is very deceiving. You need to have someone stand next to your ship to understand how tall this ship is. I don't know, 10 stories, 11 stories. You cannot deploy your landing gear inside the hangar at all. So you need to exit the hangar to deploy the landing gear. That's how big these ships are. About the stock specs of these ships, the easiest thing to remember is that they are size 3 ships. Size 3 shields, size 3 coolers, size 3 power plant, except for radar and your quantum drive. Both of those are size 2. I want to point out the quantum drive, which is Bolon. Bolon is a very slow quantum drive. It has very fast acceleration and a fast cruise mode, but its slow down time is extremely slow. Just to give you an idea, to travel from Port Tressler to Mikkel 1, it takes 57 seconds. It reaches 1 George Michael very quickly, but after that, reaching the location, it takes 20 seconds to just do that. Feels very, very slow. Also, its cooldown time is almost 40 seconds. If you get these ships, and I'm not saying you should get these ships, change your stock quantum drive. Both Railen and Tyilui come with size 4 weapons. Pilots control 4. They're all rhinos. Rhino repeaters, beautiful looking weapons. I really like the top wedge design of the rhino repeaters. But Tyilui comes with 2 remote turrets and beautiful remote turrets, if I may say. Defensively, this is not a weak ship. If you have full crew, you can defend yourself. Combine that with the defensive shields on the Railen, you have a good package. Railen has 640 SCU capacity and it's all external, easily accessible, 2 tractor beams to access that area, extremely functional when it comes to cargo hauling. Tyilui has 96 SCU of cargo space, while on Railen it is the easiest thing to do. On the Tyilui, I don't think you will ever use that cargo space. Tyilui is a snub carrier. You can carry 4 snubs in the back, so more of a user case is that you keep a couple of boxes on that cargo grid. You bring your snub fighters, take the loot out of their storage, put it in those boxes. Now before we go into the ship walkthrough in detail, I don't have the Railen in-game and I don't intend to buy it. I will get it in-game whenever it's available, and if I can do the grind, I'll get it. Otherwise, I'm happy to just be with my merry band of ships that I have. I want to say thanks to Dupe for providing me with the Railen and helping me out with the shoot and doing the missions and just doing all the buffoonery. Okay, let's do the walkthrough. Since I've seen the Railen from the very beginning, it always feels like a hunched over gorilla, and I cannot shake that image. It's like literally on its paws and it's doing that's my imagery. I can't unsee that. I can see the collarbones, I can see the shoulders of the gorilla, I can see the paws of the gorilla. Even those anti-grav plates on the landing gear, they'll feel like the fingers of the gorilla's paw at the ground. And I have already noticed a few things that I want to talk about later in my other video, which will be the crazy details hidden in the design of Railen. But so I'm not going to reveal a few things, I'm going to hold on to them. But let's call the elevator. Left leg at the bottom has this alien button which you click and the elevator levitates towards you. The House of Gatac, they are known for the hovering tech, the levitation. The elevator reaches you. One thing that you want to notice, Railen has this iridescent lighting on its landing pad. Tyilui doesn't have that. Tyilui lacks that flair. Get on the elevator, click on the button, and merrily we float into the belly of the ship. As you approach the elevator room inside the Railen, turn around and have a look at the beautiful closing animation of the doors. Gatac is all about triangles and angles, beautiful edges the nature designed. Be mindful, if you fall down from this or step away from this platform, it's very hard to get back up. The closing animation and the sound patterns of the Gatac Railen and Tyilui is very animalistic in nature. It feels like you are in nature. You hear the sounds, even the engines when we fly it, it feels like the ship is singing to you. And that thought is enforced on you inside Tyilui. As you enter the ready room, the roof on the Tyilui has the nature holographic display for maximum effect. These are the native succulent plants from the House of Gatac's native planet. That's my assumption. That's where my immersion goes. You don't have that in the Railen. Railen instead gets clean roof. First point of distinction between the two ships, the ready room has 4 armor closets, 2 on each side. There are 2 gun racks, 1 on each side. So on each of these weapon storage units, you can put 2 primary weapons. On the right side, the top 2 racks are for your pistols. The bottom 2 are for tractor beams. All the while I'm talking, I am treating you with cinematic camera angles of this room so that you can really seep it in. I will try to do a little bit of a cinematic experience so that we understand the ship and its size a little bit more cohesively. Now both Tyilui and Railen come with 3 different sets of lighting. There's a bug in Star Citizen right now which always has the emergency lighting on, but every room has this triangular button, and these 3 notches are 3 different lighting setups. Now, instead of the ready room on Tyilui, you have a room which has 2 doors on each side. These doors take you to your de facto ready rooms. Each of these rooms has 2 armor closets and 1 gun rack. The look and the design is exactly the same as Railen. Tyilui has the extra special area right after these 2 rooms. As you walk to the interior of the ship, you enter the hangar bay, which is the most impressive part of any ship inside Star Citizen right now. This is a zero-G environment which has a gravity walkway which goes across the whole room. Now the advertising video of Tyilui shows a person jogging on this walkway. Yeah, it's a little bit janky. The transition between the different faces is not that smooth, but it's very much doable. You can do it. You have 4 hangar bays for your ships and 2 cargo grids. This whole room just has its own vibe, and this room and the functionality of the Tyilui makes Tyilui my favorite ship out of the 2. I'm just saying. Easiest way to access the cargo grid is to crouch and enter it under this pillar, and you have the complete accessibility. Every hangar has a button to open close the rear door. The rear door opens and gives you a beautiful accessible area. Let's change the lighting and let's have a look. This room will look different depending on what kind of lighting you have on. There's a tractor beam right in the middle of this room for the cargo moving in and out. The rear part of this room is the 0G section, and you can freely float in this area. It's a little bit janky, but it's very, very doable. And this room makes Tyilui very special ship inside Star Citizen. Beautiful textures all around, beautiful design, a great blend of metal, stone, leather, and whatever those materials are from the Xi'an House of Gatac. Now let's go all the way back to the elevator room, which will take us to the next floor, which is the cabin area. As we enter the cabin area of the ship, we are greeted by a beautiful ambience. This whole floor of the ship is just, to me it feels Orison. A lot of very strong Orison vibes. The two doors behind us connect us to the crew quarters. Let's go inside, and again we have the plants on the walls growing vertically. So we have 3 beds for the crew and 1 for the captain. The design is very minimal, very sleek. You can sit, you can lie down. The lighting can be controlled inside this room by lying down on the bed and clicking on these buttons. Let me show you what the 3 different lighting setups look inside this room. You have your magma lighting, you have your underwater lighting, and your default lighting. Once we come out, there are 2 doors on each sides of the ship. I call them the meditation rooms, but they do connect you to the escape pods and the turret. Each of these rooms comes with a bench, and I kid you not, we have benches like these in Perth and Elizabeth Quay. I think we do. There's a window here which you can look out from. However, the view is very restricted. There are 2 escape pods, very gloomy, very metallic, shiny, chrome, dark metal escape pods, and the entrance to the turret. Let's look at this turret from the outside. And can I say, this is the most beautiful turret in Star Citizen right now. Nothing compares to this. Complete glass canopy, you have access to every single corner, extreme maneuverability, and it looks like an art piece. Gatac has just put all human manufacturers to shame with this turret. It's an art piece. I love this. It's just... Okay, let's go back in. This room is similar on both Tyilui and Railen. Let's come back into our main cabin area, and right in front of you is this exquisite piece of furniture, the dinner table. Now I have it on good authority that this table was actually crafted in the mines of Moria. King Durin III, the ruler of Khazad-dûm, in his glorious reign, when he discovered Mithril, to celebrate that, he crafted this amazing table which combines the marble and the steel from the mines of Khazad-dûm and gifted them to House of Gatac. And then Gatac mass-produced them and started installing them inside every Railen and Tyilui, and hence bringing the prices down. And we are suffering the inflation right now. It's all true story, not made up. There's a very interesting installation in the corners of this dining room. I can't decide what it is. I think it's a sink. At first, dupe thinks it's a speaker. What do you think? What is it? Yeah, questions. Gatac, sort us out. If you walk to the left once again, at the bottom, you have a cutout and the plants to look at. You know what'll be cool? What if we could customize these floor displays, right? Give us the possibility to change these displays as part of the customization. Anyway, clever installations on the sides of this area, which I think are the food dispensing units for the Gatac people, Xi'an people. I think I'm remembering it correctly, but I might be wrong. But this is the area where we humans need to concentrate on the coffee machine. This is the most expensive coffee dispensing unit in the world. This is made from at least 2% mithril. Look at the design of this thing. I mean, I want this to be functioning. I want this to be working. On the opposite side of this room, let's slowly walk down there. You have 2 toilets. Now compare that to 2 toilets on the Ironclad. Humans can learn a little bit from aliens. 2 extremely lavishing dunnies for 4 crew people. These are, however, extremely dark. Dupe thinks this is a urinal. I think it's a sink. You decide. But your toilet seat is right here, which appears in front of you as part of this very cool animation. You can buy 6 Furies for the cost of this 1 toilet. Just saying. Let's take the elevator one more time and go to the upper floor. As you come to the top floor or the bridge section of the Railen and Tyilui, you immediately notice these beautiful display of the components. Very accessible, extremely functional. Point of difference from Railen on Tyilui, the rear section of this room is closed off and is just adorned with the Gatac branding. But on Railen, this takes you to your docking port. The docking port itself has beautiful animations. The way the docking port opens and closes, sounds. Also want to point out that every single room inside both these ships have its own special human-size fire extinguishers. So safety. Let's go to the bridge section. As you enter the bridge section, to the left and right of you are massive component chambers. And here you have the 4 seats. The left front is for the pilot, obviously, but do pay attention to the bottom of this area. If you look down, you will see the dinner table. The area in front of this there's nothing there. So if you walk onto that area, you fall right down and you are served as the hot dish for everybody to eat. Now let's jump into the pilot seat and enjoy this beautiful animation, how the ornaments on the wall become part of the levitating unit of your pilot seat. The bridge section is identical on both Railen and Tyilui from what I can tell, and now it's time for us to look at the exterior design of the Tyilui and Railen. It's a beautiful design. It's a beautiful looking gorilla. When you retract your landing gear, you actually get to see the majestic beauty of the design. The way Xi'an and Railen and Tyilui, their surfaces capture and reflect the sun is what will always make you happy and put a smile on your face when you're flying your ships. The sunsets and the sunrises are beautiful in Gatac ships. That's what I gotta say. The bottom panels are sitting on a pivot which rotates, but the top wings are part of a very complex assembly of rails which extend and retract. I will go more into these kind of details in my design deep dive. And these panels are not just for show. The thrusters themselves house inside these panels. These literally are the engines of this ship, which makes me wonder, where is the engineering panel? I haven't been able to find the engineering panel, but you do have 2 other thrusting units on top and the bottom of these ships. Overall, the same aesthetic of these beautiful flowing ribbons is all across the body. Looking at the rear of the Tyilui, yeah, I can't shake that feeling, that meme that we all saw. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna talk about it. It's just part of the design now. They can't get away from it. Railen's default skin is the most beautiful skin. Just looks really good. Those colors, that vibe, that is Gatac. But you can go with Malachetis paint. Nice waves. I like it. The Ching paint, which reminds me of that white skin on the Perseus with the marble texture. You can go with the Agapanthia, full dark metal black solid snake kind of a skin, and the Insularis paint, which I literally call it the patina paint. The skins are separate for both the ships. As CIG says, they are not variants, but they are separate chassis. I don't agree with that. Tyilui has the Tatumidai paint as well. I'm not sure if this is available in Railen or not. The stock skin on the Tyilui is this one, and I actually prefer this to Insularis, but that's just my personal choice. Okay, let's talk about the practicality of these ships. Tyilui is in its own class, like it's a snub carrier. There's no other ship really which does what Tyilui is supposed to do. You can of course argue that Asgard can do it, so can C2, fair enough, but this is like a dedicated snub carrier. I know that the repair refuel functionality is not working right now, and we don't know when that'll work. But yeah, there's not much of a use case scenario for the Tyilui at this stage, so if you want to go for that ship, that is, you have to find reasons for it. But there's a lot of fun to be had with Tyilui. We did the Gillies mission scenario 7 and 8 with the Tyilui and using it as our home base. That was actually a lot of fun, just to land and coordinate, go out there, shoot the ships, come back and store your loot. I mean, there was no loot, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, but literally the gameplay that we created on our own, not that the game actually intended for us to have that fun that way. But Railen, for a cargo hauler, the competition that it needs to beat is Hull B. I've been doing the Kovalex grind, and it has been a pleasure to do that in the Hull B, and I still very much prefer Hull B as compared to the Railen, because Hull B has a lot of faster accessibility as compared to Railen. I do appreciate, however, the large hangar gives me more room to maneuver, but I've never had any problem maneuvering Hull B inside a medium hangar. Where Railen really wins is the way the cargo stashes on your ships. Hull B is divided into slats. The real proper cargo boxes that work with Hull B are the 12 SEU boxes. If you have done the grind in the Hull B, you know what I'm talking about. You can't rotate and stack 12 SEU cargo boxes or 32 SEU cargo boxes in a vertical position. You have to always stack them horizontally. Railen doesn't have that issue. Railen has all the flexibility that you ever need. The accessibility and the tractor beams on the Railen are just absolutely the best tractor beams possible. I even struggle with Hull B. In fact, on Hull B, I just rather do stand on the ground between the freight elevator and the ship and just move everything manually. You don't have to do that with the Railen. On Railen, tractor beams make proper sense. However, that very long getting in and getting out of pilot seat animation, you might start finding that cumbersome after a while. I do enjoy it every single time. Now, Hull B is also quite defenseless, like it's not an offensive ship. If you get attacked, on Railen you do have the possibility of defending yourself. Piloting wise, Railen is easier to fly than Hull B. I find it more maneuverable, but I think that is due to their shape and design. Railen is like a flying cube in the air. If you think about it in the Lego terms, it's like 2x2 block, or you can call it 8x8 block. And the Hull B is like a 6x1 piece. So loading and unloading is faster on the Railen is what I'm trying to say. The verticality of the Railen will definitely surprise you. It's quite a tall ship and you're sitting quite high in the air. Your landing gear will hit ground earlier than you think, and it will catch you off guard. I can promise you that. When that happens to you, think of me. And then think of subscribing to me and sharing my videos with your mates, because the views are abysmal. There's no other way to say it. Yeah, I'm just really struggling. Oh, but I want to say thanks to all the amazing comments under my videos. Some really good discussions come out of that. So tell me in this one, what do you think about that amazing dinner table inside these ships? And tell me, which is your favorite turret in Star Citizen? And do you think Gatac will make a snub fighter to go with Tyilui? In fact, I'm taking on this challenge. I'm gonna draw some concept drawings for what a Gatac snub fighter will look like. I'll see you with my next video very soon, which will be 10 hidden details in the Origin M80. #Who's LensNation anyway?